Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are on the Subaru WRX. It's a 2024 and we are going to be disabling the Subaru Starlink telemetry tracking. Basically what Subaru does is it uses that for if you're in an accident to contact you, to reach out for help or assistance or whatever. But it also, Subaru takes all the data that's collected from it and then sells it to third parties. I mean, that's just the way the world works. So if you want to disable it, you can buy a little bypass module that takes and bridges the cables and then bypasses it. But you also want to take and remove all the antennas connecting it and the battery backup. So that way it permanently kills the unit and doesn't come back on you, doesn't track you at all. So in order to do this, you remove the plastic panel on the end cap right here. Make sure that's in frame. Yeah, this plastic panel on the end cap right here. You remove this section. There is 4 bolts holding the radio in. We will take those bolts out, slide the radio forward, and then on the back side is the telemetry unit that takes the data, reports it out. Let's bypass all that. And I have purchased one of these little modules. All it is replaces the telemetry unit. I took it apart just to see what exactly happens, what's the witchcraft that happens on in here, and it's relatively simple. So on the small connector, it bridges the wires for the speakers, so it bypasses the system and allows you to still retain your speakers. And then over on the other side, it has a 5-volt regulator for your microphone. So you still retain that and you can still take and use like Android Auto or whatever to talk to the car if you wanted to do that. Or, you know, in order to take and use the cell phone feature so you can talk, it does that. So relatively simple circuit board. It just bypasses the 2 plugs and allows you to retain all the capability. So pop this back in here, close it back up, and then we'll take this apart and put it in. So first, let's pull this cover plate here. Just take a plastic pry tool, and then it should just pop. There we go. And then it's just got some tabs on here. These tabs will just pop loose, and then you can pop it back in afterwards. All right, so next, gently across the backside here. You don't want to pull the vent out by itself. You want to grab the whole thing. Just kind of give it a jostle, and it'll pop loose. Once it's popped loose, make sure you go to the end, pop it loose on the end, and then slide it forward towards the middle, and that will dislodge these 2 clips right out to these openings here. Now we got the trim pieces right here. So we need a Phillips, 2 screws, okay, and then you need to remove the rest of the trim all the way around. Now we're going to take, and then once it's disconnected, just one pinch, squeeze it, and then you can pull this whole thing off. Set that aside. You got 4 10mm screws. 4 10mm screws. Let me make sure I'm showing you guys. 2 at the top, side. So we're just going to take those off. The telemetry module is right on top here. So while you can potentially do this without disconnecting it, let's just go ahead and pull the 4 bolts. Something else. And then I'll just slide forward. So let's take a look here. So I guess it is more important that you take the whole thing out. That's got a battery backup. We're going to want to pull that. then you have all the antennas that are directly connected to the telemetry module. We're gonna also want to pull all that. We want it not being able to talk at all. Torx bit for the battery cover is a T10. It looks like an 18650 with some wire attached to it, and all we're going to do is just disconnect it. So that's positive, negative, and a sensing terminal for voltage. So those are all antennas going right into your telemetry module, and we're disconnecting everything on there. We removed the battery, so it's got no backup. It's basically a dead unit now, and we're going to plug in our bypass right into these two connectors right here. Pretty straightforward. It's just two plugs, small plug, big plug. And so this doesn't sit in here just rattling around. I'm going to give it a wrap with some butyl material, so you guys can hear, if it was just sitting here, how much rattling it'd be doing. So I have some leftover butyl. We're just going to wrap it around here, so it's going to take and not do that. So now as it's back here, it's going to take and attenuate all that noise, even if it does catch loose, but we're going to tuck it back. All right, one last thing as we're closing this up. So this is tucked back here, the module, and then we're going to take and plug this back in. This is the hazard switch. So as we slide it back, we just got to make sure we reconnect it. Hey, got it one-handed. All right. So then gently slide this guy back in, and then we'll take and put the bolts back in. All right, and then the rest is basically a reverse of disassembly. So we got the module, we got everything disconnected from the telemetry unit. So now we need to install the bezel. When we're installing the bezel, we need to reconnect our trip wire. And this just drops into place, start at the top, and it'll slide these tabs in first. And then once we drop it down, you can take and just slide it forward. And the clips will just pop right in and lock in place. So next, get these two screws back in here. This is plastic on plastic, so do not over tighten it. Our cross piece here. So remember, these two tabs in and then slide over. Pretty straightforward. It'll kind of naturally slide over as you push it in. And then you can just pop the clips in, work it across, and it's locked in. And then all we have left is the end cap right here. And it's done. All right, we're gonna push on. Accessory comes on. Screen still works. Audio still works. And the only thing that doesn't work is the telemetry device. That means that Subaru is no longer tracking where I'm at, what I'm doing, or anything else in my vehicle. I do lose the emergency response, but in my eyes, that's not worth compromising all my personal information. And for anybody that wants to say, oh, well, Google does that, you know what? They do. But reducing every little piece of that information that is available allows you to prevent a lot of your data from being conglomerated into a single database source for them to pull on. So to me, it's worth it. And now I don't have one less thing that's spying on where I'm at. Catch you guys next time. For you guys' awareness, when I first turned this back on after doing all that, it had the crash avoidance and the traction control was lit up as if it wasn't working. Errors cleared and it's all gone away, so it all works.